Oh, hello there, everyone. Here's another edition of Travel the World as a Speaker. So we're trying this again because we had a little bit of technical difficulties. One of my cameras is not working. But we're here now, and we're not going to be here very long because I actually bought some new purple lipstick. Trying to see how that works out. But today we're going to talk about birthday. Today is my birthday, and I'm going to tell you how I got started speaking. And we're not going to take very long because I have been having fun. And I'm going to go back upstairs and keep having fun. But kind of wanted to come in and share all the fun with you as well. So for those of you who are joining, this is Travel the World as a Speaker, where we talk about the two things that I absolutely love, and that is speaking and traveling, and how you can leverage speaking so you can travel the world. I am your host, Phylecia Jones, and this is brought to you by iFind You Close, where we do the research for you and find speaking opportunities for you to get out there and get on stage and market your business, grow your brand or authority, or try to travel the world as a speaker. So that is what we're going to be doing here today. Hopefully all of the tech is working. It's just one of those days, but you know what? I'm not going to care that much because I'm still going to have fun. So today's travel story, before we get into the topic, is going to be about how I started speaking, but it's kind of going to have a story around traveling as well. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So when it comes to speaking, I am not one of those people who felt an urge or felt this deep driven thing to get on stage to have a message or spread my message around. There are a lot of people like that. I meet them and I love them. I'm not that person. I'm not, there was no deep dive. Like I have something to say. I'm trying to change the world. No. So the real reason why I started speaking was, I needed to market my business. That was it. That was the only reason. Now, I had done performances. I'm a former professional cheerleader. I used to dance in college, so I wasn't too afraid to get on stage. Now, but when you start talking, of course, you get into a different mode. But I really did need to market my business, and that was it. And I was part of this business coaching program, and they had different modules on how you can market your business, and there was a section called speaking, and I just conveniently skipped that one because I was like, oh, I'm not going to speak because I am an introvert at heart. And my whole goal was to, build a website and make $1 billion, because I have been sitting at a job that I hated. And I started, following some bloggers like, oh my gosh, they're making money off of a website. Doing what? I can do that. I could do that. Talking about money. I could do that. So that was the dream, build my website, because I have a degree in computer science and I built websites when I was in college. And I said, I could do this. I could do this. And little did I know that just because you build it, they will not come. So that's kind of where I was. And and really starting to figure out how to run this business. And one of the things that came up was the speaking. And I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll do whatever I need to do. So I just started speaking. And lo and behold, it was the one thing that actually was working. When you're first starting off a business, sometimes you can have very weak ideas. You're not really sure. And you are throwing spaghetti at the walls trying to figure it out. But one of the things that worked was this darn speaking thing. And I was quite surprised because, it wasn't something that I was trying to do on purpose. It was just something that it was the best marketing tool that I had at the moment. And it was the one marketing tool that was absolutely working. So I decided to just keep going with it. And over the years, I will let you know that I absolutely failed at business. Absolutely failed at running a business, trying to have a product that people would want. And, and to be honest, not following the not following the path that I wanted to go, and kind of getting thrown off by other people. So it was a culmination of just frustratingness. Is that a word? But that one mainstay that always worked was that speaking. No matter what I was doing, I was always getting booked from one gig to another. And it never even clicked in my mind that this was a thing, because I was like, who gets paid to speak? And I had a friend who came up to me. She was like, okay, Phylecia, you are officially done speaking for free. It's time to get paid. And of course, the weird thing about getting paid to speak is that everybody will tell you need to get paid to speak, but nobody will tell you actually how to go about getting paid to speak. So I didn't know what to do, and there weren't that many people that could help me. Eventually I got some help here and there, but it wasn't a lot. So I kind of learned on my own. And I really wasn't trying to pursue it. I was curious, but wasn't really trying to pursue it because a lot of people that I knew were motivational speakers, and I'm just not that type of speaker, you know. I'm honestly just not that type of speaker. I like to entertain, and one of the best compliments I actually got was, "You are somebody I admire and somebody I would actually take advice from." She told me after seeing me speak, she was like, "Your stage presence is a 10, your content is a 4." I was like, "Ooh, that hurts." But what I was trying to do was trying to convert people from the stage, you know, selling from the stage. And she said, "Look, if they are not writing, they are not buying." And she said, "Your performance is basically that. It's so good that nobody's paying attention to what you're actually saying." Now, this is reversed for motivational speakers. You don't want people writing it on their phones. But if you're trying to sell from the stage, if they're not writing, they're not buying. And that was the catalyst I needed to kind of start getting better at what I was doing, because I was still trying to market this other business and not really realizing that I was failing on the other business side. But on the down low, people were asking me, "Phylecia, how are you getting gigs? How are you doing this?" And all those things. And, you know, my brain, you know, computer science brain here is like, "It's the internet. Why are you asking me?" But so eventually I started getting the hint, like maybe I should actually make money off of this. So that's how iFind You Close got started. But when it comes to the speaking, it's been a very interesting journey of just getting out there, starting like tiny. Like when I say tiny, I have spoken in front of groups of just like 3 people, you know, booked the thing, got there, I mean, all prepared, handouts, got the outfit on, and it's 3 people. But, you know, I learned early on that you still need to bring your A game, because you never, ever know who's going to call you up in a few years, who's going to refer you to another gig. And quite a few of my gigs were like that. They were tiny. You know, I've had the gigs where we're in a bar trying to talk over everything that's happening in a bar. So it was very interesting starting off, and it was kind of cool. I had fun doing it. And I think maybe the turning point, one of the turning points was I was going to try to actually pursue motivational speaking. Probably failed at that as well. But I said I was going to pursue it, and, you know, trying to find not necessarily motivational speaking, but kind of adding in a little bit more of the motivational pieces to what I was already talking about. And then TEDx came along. I got my first TEDx gig, and that kind of, I guess it's safe to say that that was one of the turning points for speaking for me, because of my topic. It was all girls are great at math. So if you ever go check it out on YouTube, you can look up Phylecia Jones TEDx. All girls are great at math. And that led to being on the TED Radio Hour, which led to being in a documentary, which led to being on TV. It led to so many other things that it was like, wow, this speaking thing could actually work. So and then from that point on, I was starting to get booked for higher paying gigs, you know, MC gigs and women in tech events and things like that. So it's been a fun ride. I cannot complain. It's been a fun ride. Did I ever expect that I would be on big stages talking? Heck no. No. Never imagined it. But it has been a fun ride. And now, because of doing it for so many years, and I have such a different perspective on speaking, because I'm not like so many other people that want the lights and the stage and they want to share their message and they want to change the world. I mean, to be honest, if somebody's world got changed, that would be great. But that wasn't the real purpose of why I started up doing it. But I've just learned that, you know, my perspective is so different because I have tackled speaking differently. And that's why I'm so passionate about iFind You Close, because I want us to make money off of it. So many of us, we are not the big time speakers. We are not the motivational speakers. We are not doing arenas. We're not doing our own Netflix specials and things like that. Some of us are really just speaking to maybe change a mind or two, or to do lead generation for our businesses. But at the same time, we are producing so much content. And if you have been like me and you've hit over 200 gigs and you've put out all of this content, especially in the last year because of virtual presentations, I just want us to get a lot smarter. That's the one thing I wish I had paid attention to, but I was in such a different place of just being smarter with speaking and being able to monetize every bit of it, and not the old school way of I show up, I speak, and get money. I mean, that is perfect. If you can get that, that is perfect. But really just figuring out a way that we can make money in so many different arenas. And 2020 has definitely opened that door for us to expand our mindset when it comes to speaking and how we can leverage that into making money. So that's kind of where I am today. And, basically, if you want me to get out the house to go speak, yeah, we got to have a long talk, because that requires some spanks and pants that I'm not sure I'm willing to put on anymore. But it's been such a fun ride. It's been amazing to be able to do something. And as you know, if you're consistently watching this show, I love to travel. And one of the things that was breaking my heart when I first started business, because I had to put so much energy and money into launching, was that I wasn't going to be able to travel as much anymore because I needed to focus. And when I discovered that I could leverage this speaking thing to travel, I mean, like my eyes like popped open, because I'm one of those, I need something else to do while I'm doing the thing I'm supposed to be doing. And when I discovered that I could actually do this to start traveling, oh, I was all in. I was like, so basically, where do we want to go now? And that's where we will find our next gig. And that's kind of how I've approached it over the last couple of years, because to me, speaking has to be fun. And either it's fun with the types of audiences you're in front of, or it's fun with the places that you're going to. I mean, I've done the corporate speaking. It's a whole different vibe. I can't say that it's like 100% my vibe. I mean, it's cool when somebody's giving you a check. I'm not going to lie about that. But it's definitely not my biggest vibe, because one, you're not going to like sexy places. But you're doing your thing. You're doing whatever it is that you think you're meant to be doing. And but for me, it's been fun. It's been cool. But some of the other gigs I've had where I could travel and hang out with people, that has been like the best experience. So that's why I wanted to come here and talk about travel the world as a speaker. I want to kind of add on these added benefits, because there's so many of us who are out there speaking, and we are thinking that, we have to have this huge message that we have to change the world. Where some of us, we like what we do. We like our small message. And if it changed one life, that's great. But, we're not I'm trying to be on stage in front of 5,000 people. That's not everybody's dream when it comes to speaking. And I kind of want to be the unpopular opinion when it comes to using speaking and leveraging it to get some of the things that you absolutely want and need, not because you want the stage or you have this big message. So there's other reasons why to get on stage. So, and that's been mine. It's been to have fun. It's been a great way to meet people, to get to conferences for free. I mean, seriously, I've gone to a lot of conferences for free. I've been able to get free coaching because of being a speaker. The world is very interesting when you decide to jump into speaking. So it's been an amazing ride. And then doing the virtual thing has been quite interesting as well. I've learned a lot over the last year from virtual. So, and that's why I'm here. I'm here just to share everything with you. It's not rocket science. I've worked around rocket sciences. This is just hard work. And that's all I want you to know. It's just hard work if you really want to do it. And you know what? I'm trying to help you as much as I can. So that's all I have for you for today. It's just a lot of blabbing. So hopefully it makes sense. I've had like a glass of wine, and I haven't had wine. And yeah, amazingly enough, 2020, I have not been consuming of the alcoholic beverages at all. So just one sip is enough. So I've been doing like wine enchiladas, and my husband made these amazing no-bake peanut butter chocolate oatmeal cookies. So I'm going to do all the sugar, and then I'm going on a diet tomorrow. So at least for next birthday, we can get into some physical shape and not look like we've been in a basement for the entire year. All right, folks, that is all I have for you. I appreciate you every time we're doing this. So take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, folks. So thank you here on YouTube. I will see you tomorrow. You take care of yourself.